Hi there, beautiful souls. Well, welcome to this space. This is a sacred space for us. And if you can imagine us sitting underneath the stars on a starry night and by a beautiful warm fire with a cup of tea. Yeah. And so we're going to set the scene. And we're sitting there with soft blankets and glowing light filled with candles. And can you feel it? This is a space that we have created together. So welcome, dear one. If you feel restless, if you feel that so overwhelmed in this busy world, then come, sit with us in this space. I am so pleased to have you here. So pleased. And here we are. Let us just take a breath. Just take a breath and just unwind. Yeah. So today we're talking about how we can be more centered, recentering ourselves from this busy world and coming back into ourselves. What does it mean? What does it feel like? What can it mean when you're uncentered? Okay. So let us just slow down, take in this beautiful atmosphere, and taking a deep breath, because you deserve to be able to just feel into you, who you are, without all the different dramas and stories and energies of other people. Who are you? And this is what we are finding today, that center place within us. Many call it different things. We're going to call it the center point. So firstly, the one thing that I find is very, very useful in helping to just bring myself back into the center of me is just to being present with where I am right now, which means just like the five senses. We have five senses. And so where am I looking? Where am I seeing? So for me, like having something to kind of visually look at is really important. Now, I don't know what you feel, but for me, anything, looking at beautiful scenery, if I am somewhere where there's a lot of noise, maybe if I haven't had a chance to do that, looking at the sky and just taking that deep breath, being able to look at a tree, maybe even just being with a tree. If there's nothing you can, if there's no space that you can find anything, maybe you can even open your screen on your phone and just look at something beautiful, just to center you, just to allow you to just go within with that beauty. Now, if you feel that sometimes there's too much busyness outside, and so it may be that you feel that closing your eyes would make you feel much more inward, then my dear one, do that. Close your eyes and just go within, taking a deep breath in. And the next sense that I would really explore, as well as my sight, is my touch. What am I touching? Where am I? Because the touch helps me stabilize myself. So sometimes it could be that I'm feeling the feeling in the ground beneath my feet, and just feeling that beneath my feet. Maybe there's like a cozy blanket nearby that I can just touch and just hold close like this, or just wrap around me to make me feel safe and warm, and just help me ground myself, center myself. It may be that I'm feeling a crystal. Usually I have crystals nearby to just place in my palm and just allow me to just hold my crystal in my hand. Or it may be that I am touching the leaf on a plant or a tree and just allowing myself to come back into this present moment. Yeah. And then I go on to what am I hearing? What am I listening to? So sometimes there's too much noise going on. If you don't have much time to kind of plug out of anywhere and you just got 5 minutes and you're in the middle of things, maybe you can just put some headphones on or take yourself away in a different room even, and just kind of allow yourself to kind of have just a bit of space and a bit of quiet. Okay. But I find like birdsong extremely soothing. I love that. Or even some soft music. You could even, if you feel that there's so much noise around you, you could even have some soft music, some nature sounds playing on your headphones, so you're kind of immersed in it, but you're very much within yourself, within the center of you. And even like things that, there's just mantras and things like that. Sometimes I listen to mantras because the repetitive sound of the mantras helps me to kind of just allow my mind to rest. Yeah. So the next thing we go on to is taste. Because a taste brings you into that center of you. I always find a warm drink of some kind, whether that's tea or a warm, I usually sometimes I have water with a bit of lemon or something like that, or herbal tea, or definitely not coffee because that's a stimulant. But anything like hot chocolate or something that just kind of soothes you and just brings you back. Okay, so the taste can actually really help you as well. But also with the taste, the breath kind of linked to you as well, which is very just coming into you, just breathing into your belly rather than, just a shallow breath. Because when you become quite stressed and uncentered, it is usually the shallow breath that you take. And so you need to take a full deep breath right into your stomach and just into that groundedness of you, and then letting it out, and just allowing yourself to just relax your shoulders. And then we move on to our fifth and final sense. But I find that this one kind of brings you instantly into a soothing space. The smell of something. Now, when you smell something and it kind of helps relax you in a way that you cannot explain. For me, incense, I have incense burning. And usually I have sandalwood that really helps me really soothe, and kind of the smell of the sandalwood. This one I have today is cedarwood and rose, which is very soothing and very kind of nurturing as well. But anything like lavender, you can get these little roll-on things that you can put on your wrists and you can just smell. just if you feel that you can just take it with you somewhere, this smell. So something like that, just something to bring you back, just into that present moment of you. So why is it important to be centered? And what does it even mean to be centered? So when you are in the center of you, when you are within yourself, within your own energy, some people call it 0 point, some people call it still point, some people call it alignment. Whichever word you use, it is just being within you, the now, the present, here. Not going into the future. You're not going into the past. You're not anxious. Anxiety is caused by future thinking, and like you're not going into a trauma because that is going into the past. You are here, present, not in survival mode. Okay, you're just here, present. When you're in the center, you are present. But also, it helps you to be able to recognize what it is that is your energy field. What does it mean to be in your energy field? Yeah. Because when you are in your energy field, you are able to distinguish between what is yours and what is somebody else's. But if you're constantly in that kind of fluctuation between that, you can't recognize, where are you? Who are you? Where is your center? What does it even mean to be you? Just in this space. And so that's what the centering does. And also, when you want to make decisions, when you want to manifest, all these things come from this point of view, because you are not instilling things. You're not instilling trauma, you're not instilling anxiety, all of those things into your manifestation, into your present moment, because when you're in the present moment, all of that falls away and you are here right now within you. And so the creation of where you're creating from, the point of where you're creating from, becomes a much more stable place. And even the ideas of your manifestation, the ideas of what you need may change when you come into still point, because then all of a sudden you're not thinking about what you need to have for survival or for pressure or from other things that are going on for you. And so when you make decisions from this point, you're much clearer, much more anchored in the moment of now within you. So this is why it's so important to be able to center. Now, centering is a daily job. As I say, daily alchemy in the making. And so I feel that, centering can be something that you do, once you start doing it, it can be multiple times a day, or maybe in the morning and in the evening, or whichever way that you feel is a daily practice for you. Okay. So the more that you do it, the more you actually feel your energy field yourself. And so when something else or somebody else kind of comes into your field, you have more of an idea and you can recognize it more. You can recognize when you're moving out of that space as well. It's like a muscle, I suppose. The more that you work with that field of energy within you, the stronger it becomes, in the sense that you recognize it more and you are able to become more present, even in everyday, without even thinking about it sometimes. Now I am much more present than I ever used to be. Sometimes when I used to remember driving from A to B somewhere, and I wouldn't even know how I got there, because I wasn't present. And I didn't. If you asked me what had happened in between that moment, in between the point of me driving from A to B, I couldn't tell you. You know, it was like almost like I had time missing from me because I wasn't present in my life, in my everyday daily things, and so I missed so much of myself because I was somewhere else in the future or in the past. But now I feel much more present. I'm not saying that I always am present, and I'm sure that I can work on myself in terms of how present I can be even more, but I just notice things a lot more, and everything kind of and I feel that because of me noticing, um, things open up, fields open up more to me. The field of perception opens up to me more so because the universe the universe is able to speak to me through the field, in the sense that, if I've asked for something, I get signs, and I would miss them if I wasn't present in the moment, being able to watch what's going on, in my field. So I feel that's much more, and there's much more appreciation, like being able to see a flower or a tree or, the bird, and just everyday beauty that I used to miss. Um, Now, what do you feel like when you're uncentered? So you can feel really fragmented when you're uncentered, pulled in different directions. There's a lot of confusion, a lot of maybe overwhelm as well on your system. And this can run into so much stress and so much um, pressure on your nervous system. And that in itself can kind of interact. Sorry, thank you very much for that beautiful tea. And I feel that when you're overwhelmed, you can be so much more easily manipulated by, say, the TV or the or social media, or vampiric energy that kind of goes through and drains you. And all of a sudden you come away from a situation and you feel so drained, is because you've not been centered in yourself, you've not been in your own energy field. And so there's so many ways that you can actually also protect yourself from other energy fields coming into your field. But I will explore that in another video, so I can help you do that. But in this video, we're talking about the center, and this is the core of it, really, because there's no point in having any kind of protection tools against other energies and the matrix itself. The matrix is, what I mean, is the fear, and the matrix is trying to pull you into this fear and doubt and lack mentality and all of those things that are filtered through, our social media and advertising and news and all sorts of things. So we are much more easily manipulated when we're not centered within ourselves, because we don't know who we are. So if you don't know who you are and what is the center of you, then you kind of get caught up with it all, because it's like being rootless in yourself, So you can just get swayed with whichever way the wind is blowing, I guess, So that's how it works. And yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I hadn't missed anything with everything that I just mentioned. Yes. So let's just take a deep breath and let's just go with this feeling of centeredness. Okay. So let's just practice that right now. For the sake of this exercise of recentering, I'm going to close my eyes, and I'm going to basically, if you're not driving or if you're not doing anything else, if you can close your eyes too. And if you are driving or doing something else, that's okay, because you can still center while you're doing other things, and that's okay. So, but what you're going to do is just going to take a deep breath. So we close our eyes or we keep them open, but as we do that, we just take a deep breath and we allow the breath to come all the way down to our stomach. So we're breathing right into our stomach. Deep breath in and deep breath out. And then you feel it's almost like time is slowing down. You feel the energy of time just slowing down. And as you do that, you just place your hand on your chest here and feel your heartbeat underneath your palm. And if you're driving, you can just imagine. If you're doing something else, you can just imagine your heartbeat. And you can just calm. As you touch your body, you feel calmer, more centered. This is you. This body is you. And you feel yourself just coming into this present moment where we are right here. And you feel the feet touching the ground. And you keep yourself breathing deep. And as you do that, your shoulders relax downwards. Relax deeper into yourself. And you can almost feel like there's this place within you that is filled with light. It's right in the center of you, right here. And you just allow yourself to just dwell within it, as if you're going into this cave of you. Just allow yourself to just relax into the space. You feel the light around you glowing softly. And you feel so at peace in this moment. Just in this moment. And then slowly you feel your feet just touching the ground. Feel them moving, wiggling your toes. Take a deep breath again. Just move your shoulders, like just roll them. And just gently rock your head side to side. And with the next deep breath, you open your eyes and you're fully in the room, in the space that you are. How do you feel? How do you feel, dear? Do you feel relaxed, centered? whole. I hope so. So if you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I am Layla, and this is a new series that I am doing on YouTube, and this is called the Daily Alchemy Human Temple series. So it's all about how we can do little things just to make us feel much more connected to ourselves in this very busy and sometimes overwhelming world. So for now, I leave you in this beautiful, peaceful place. And from my heart to yours, until next time.